Hi everybody, Games for Gamers on air. Today I will tell you about the huge worlds in video games. No, there will not be a top 5 or top 3. Also, the last game mentioned in this video will most likely rank first in such list. So, let the show begin. It's hard to say exactly when and in which game the first open worlds appeared. By this formulation we mean non-linear games, where you can step aside from the main plot or not move along the path created by the developer, like in a pipe. Also, in open worlds it is possible to solve problems in different ways. There are several ways to achieve the game goal. Some historians call Elite the first such game. It was released in 1984. It is a space trading simulator. Someone calls Ultima 1981 first open world game. And only after that games Might and Magic, Fallout series, GTA and much more appeared. But in this video I would like to tell more about the sizes of game worlds and return to the definition declared in the title. The first game in our list is Minecraft. The size of the game world in this constructor, or rather its area, is 3.5 billion square kilometers. Is it big or small? Look at the comparative sizes of space objects from the htwins.net/scale2. According to open sources, the area of our planet is 7 times less and is 510 million square kilometers. Actually, this is clearly seen in the animation. In general, walking or even riding a horse around the entire Minecraft is a long process. And if we take into account that the number of Minecraft seeds when using numbers is 281 trillions, then the time of this walk will tend to infinity. Let me remind that the seed is a unique identifier that is used when generating worlds in Minecraft. Well, 3.5 billion multiplied by 281 trillion is a very huge number. Some game experts have calculated that if you just create 1,000 different worlds with different seeds every day, then you can go through the all values in 11,000 years. This is comparable to the lifetime of human civilization. I mean civilization, not origin of species. And Julius Caesar died only 2065 years ago, according to time this video was made. Omnious and attractive, for real money or not, tough and affordable EVE Online. This game is not easy, let's face it. It is made for adults, not children, requires the ability to count well and assess risks if you want to spend your time there comfortably. Well, for complete immersion and great achievements in it, it is advisable to play with a team of like-minded people, to join an alliance where not everyone is accepted. Also, with enough stress, I earned in-game currency alone and paid premium Omega accounts of several of my characters. I usually tell my friends that if you could force yourself to play it for a couple of weeks, understood the basic principles and did not quit, then it will be difficult to break away from EVE. This space, economic, combat, research, industrial, scientific and much more simulator consists, according to the developers and confirmed by the players' information, from almost 8,000 star systems. These systems, of course, are not empty. They are filled with stations, asteroid fields, planets, stars, moons, as well as monuments to past and huge battles. The last such major battle took place at the very end of the last year. Almost 3,000 ships were destroyed in it. The battle lasted 14 hours from December 30 to December 31. In total, more than 100,000 players took part in the Alliance War. Losses in the game currency, called ISK, are estimated at some cosmic figure, and if translated into ordinary dollars, 378,012. Yes, the system of economy and trade is very developed in EVE Online, and real bucks go in and out, millions or billions. Every day there are 1 million in-game market transactions. The approximate cost of 1 billion of game currency, if bought officially, $12.18, unofficially $5.7. The fact is that the sale of ISK on the black market is prohibited, but that is why it is black market, in order to exist quietly. But what about the battle? And it was another most expensive in the history of all games. It got into the Guinness Book of Records. The last record-breaking battle was $302,387 took place in 2014, also in EVE Online. Let's return to the size of the universe of this multiplayer space simulator. Also, everything that has just been said also confirms its enormous scale. So, thousands of star systems, hundreds of thousands of players, tens of thousands of buildings in a computer game is not an indicator yet, especially if you are not participating in the process. But the player with nickname Katia Sai decided to fly through EVE Online and visit, attention, all planets, and make screenshots of all these planets. Planets, not star systems. There are of course more planets in the game. Her path lay not only through the inhabited worlds, but also through the systems accessible from the wormholes. Moreover, Katie Sai set herself a goal not just to visit all these safe places, but not to die even once during her trip. Quoted safe, of course. EVE has 3 types of system security levels, but you can get killed in every with complete impunity. In safe ones too, just in the latter, the aggressor usually receives a death penalty from the local law enforcement. But this does not make it easier for you, especially when a cargo that costs hundreds of billion ISK is lost. Well, Katie Sai has been playing EVE since 2003, from the very start, and decided to start her journey in 2009 after updating the game that significantly improved the graphics. That is, the player was experienced. She created a new character, made some experience and flew. The first stage of her trip lasted 5 years, with a break for a couple of years. During this time she flew around the Imperial sectors, that is, relatively safe areas of the universe. Then the circumnavigation of the universe was successfully completed. It took only 8 years, and Katie Sai made 50,000 of space images in EVE Online. They are still available on the gallery.saganexplorations.net. Impressive, isn't it? But guys, the words described above are all kindergarten compared to Elite Dangerous, or even a sandbox, or even just a grain of sand. We are talking about the heroes of the Elite 1984 release. Elite Dangerous was released in 2014. This is a multiplayer space simulator. Also, the multiplayer mode can be turned off, which does not take place in a galaxy far, far away, but in our own Milky Way. The thing is that the size of the game world is equal to the size of the Milky Way itself. Just try to realize there are 400 billion star systems in the game, and all of them can be visited, yeah. The very same space object in this galaxy, There are 10 trillions. Stations, planets, satellites, asteroids clusters, platforms, factories, mines, shipyards. In 2012, old-fashioned and not so fans gave more than 1.5 million for the development of the game through the Kickstarter, and it was clearly worth it. You can do a lot of things here. Mine and trade minerals, just trade, shoot villains on your fighter or other players, complete various tasks to improve karma to different fractions, participate in political showdowns, and choose your way between superpowers. You can also just explore, and the data obtained during the flight can be sold at the stations. If you can find inhabited places, of course, far from the inhabited sectors in the dark depths of space. You can land on some planets, collect valuable resources there, look for signs of alien life, so Elite Dangerous is tough and large scale. Another Elite Dangerous expansion pack, Odyssey, is planned for this year. It will be possible to move around the planets not only on rover or fly over them on your ship, but also to walk on foot. The developers promise missions to protect settlements, research, and endless variety of buildings, as well as space battles and spy missions. Developers says, explore the entire universe without any restrictions. I will clarify, not the universe, but only one galaxy. But it is not enough for you. Numbers of ships, models, devices and weapons will also delight even sophisticated players. You can fly both on a space analog of King's Yacht or on research nuclear icebreaker, and on an ultra-fast and very nimble fighter. Here everyone will find a ship for their tasks. But what about travel and photography, like in the world of EVE Online? According to data for 2019 year, 144 million star systems have been explored in the Elite world. These are those visited by players and many thousands of research expeditions that take place regularly. Many, very many it would seem. But this is about only 0.04% of all in-game star systems. Well, a long or a very long road begins with a small step. So we can only wish good luck to these explorers, or take part in a similar expedition. I didn't tell you about No Man's Sky. It's another great and huge in-game world. Well, maybe later, cause it's a fairly new game. Thanks for watching this video. Stay with channel Game for Gamers. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later.